Hello, everybody. We are live. Welcome to another session of the Daily 5 stream. Sorry for everybody that was there this morning, or if you're in the States, was last night for you. Fatherhood got a hook of me. I couldn't come live, but hopefully 12 hours later is as good. But sorry for everybody that showed up and I wasn't there. So today I'm going to do a shell. We are doing the Daily 5. This is the challenge that we are doing on a daily basis. Every month we have a list of prompts. Today I'll be doing shell. I want to say hi to everybody that's joining me live. If you have any questions while I'm doing this, please shoot them up, no matter if you are on YouTube or on Instagram, because I'm streaming both places. And before I go into the subject, I want to remind everybody right now, I've been receiving a few questions about the 1 week character challenge that will come next month. Basically, I'm working on that in the background. I'll give more info real soon. I actually posted on the Instagram Paintable a post. If you want to be on the waiting list, basically all of that means is that I'll be emailing you as soon as I know the precise dates, the precise the details of the challenge. We'll have an amazing 1 week challenge of character starting on, I believe it's going to be the 10th of June. So if you want to have all the info straight into your mailbox, simply go check into the bio. There's a link for the waiting list. Otherwise, just keep your eye on the Instagram. I'll be talking about it real soon. But for now, let's jump into the subject of today. I'm going to do the daily prompt. If you want to participate with me, by all means, you can sketch at the same time, or you can join the tribe community. Again, there's a link either in the description or in the bio somewhere where you can participate with the entire community. So let's jump right in, shall we? I'm going to start the clock. The challenge also says that it should be between, give me a second, I'll keep that there, sorry. That it should be between 5 and 30 minutes. I usually take 30 minutes, and I will take 30 minutes today. But let's start the clock. There we go. Again, if you have any questions or if you just want to chat about your day with me, I'm keeping an eye both on Instagram. Instagram goes really fast, so it's hard for me to follow, but I'll do my best to do so. And as I'm painting, I'll be giving a few tips. Whoops, let me close this. I'm all over the place. Put that here. I'll be giving you a few tips on kind of the workflow that I'm using to do my daily fives. And so today the prompt is shell. You can either do something from imagination, which I do quite often, but today I want to basically kind of have a stress-free, relax painting. I'm going to create just a painting from this seashell. If you are on Instagram, that's the one I'm going to paint, and I'll show you all the stuff, all the steps along the way. First thing first, I'm going to start with this quick sketch. When I do these, I usually try to go with very just broad shapes, kind of like geometric. I'm not trying to be like exactly like the shape shows. Like for me, I'm seeing like a kind of it's called a diamond kind of shape. So I start with that, and then I can modify it a little bit. Maybe the angles here a little bit more kind of like rounded. There's kind of a shape that goes down here. And something like that. That's pretty good. Then I'm going to place myself just a few kind of like landmarks in terms of like details, but not going to details at the same time. It kind of finish a little bit more pointy. I might just kind of correct that a little bit. There is these very cool spiky things on the side. There's kind of another kind of row of spiky things kind of here, like this, and another one like that. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat on Instagram. Hello, Luvi. Thanks you guys for joining. Just a few different things. So I'm the kind of artist that really likes to start with a sketch. It helps me to kind of know where I'm going with the illustration. But when I'm doing my daily fives challenge, I try to keep the details at a minimum, especially for the sketch. Because again, the idea is to do it in 30 minutes. But it's usually the thing that takes me the most time is the sketch. I'm very slow at sketching. I'm much faster at rendering. So I'm putting all these little bits and bytes of kind of like lending marks of stuff, and I think that's going to be my thing. Great to see the first step of a great drawing. Thank you so much. Now you put pressure on me. I want to say easier bowl. I'll do my best to make a great illustration. What I'll be focusing mostly will be I'll be focusing on colors and light to make sure that it pops. And I'm just going to kind of have like just a cleaner, it was not necessary, but I'm going to have a cleaner kind of sketch, which kind of like, I like to keep the one in transparency under it. It adds texture to it, and it's kind of fun. And I really do love this Daily 5 challenge because it kind of takes out the stress of having to create an amazing portrait, an amazing character. You can just focus on one particular subject. And today, my subject will be most definitely colors and light. So I'll try to give justice to the seashell with colors and light. All right. So that's going to be the beginning of it. Then let's add it how many minutes? That was 5 minutes already. Let's add it a little background. So because the background is black and I'm going to keep the same kind of like color scheme, I'm going to first just create kind of a fast silhouette, fill the shape of my seashell here, which I'll fill after that with kind of a pale purpley color. That's just so I can see the lines with the dark background I'm about to add. And I'll keep the background with some color maybe in it to see if I can just kind of play with that same color scheme. So the idea is when you're doing a photo study is try to push, well, there's many ways to do it, but the way I want to do it here is I'm going to try to push either the light or the coloring, in this case probably both of them. But once I start with the flat values like this, I'm actually going to add volume right away. And I'm not trying to look at the reference photos when I'm doing this. I'm just thinking about what's the light direction. Like in this case, I'll kind of make a light direction that is kind of like frontal top like this. So that's going to be it. So I'm probably going to have, and I'll just add that a layer to this, a layer of black. Israel says, how to manage the time to make a relaxing practice when you are a full-time illustration. Do you mean a full-time illustrator? How to manage the time to make a relaxing practice when you're a full-time illustrator, you mean? time management, you know? Time management is its own kind of skill that I'm still learning, to be honest. But it's not easy every day, I must say. So I'm going to just add, like I was saying, just a basic kind of lighting. I'm going to use a multiply layer, something maybe desaturated, a little bit more saturated. Yeah, so just kind of round up probably just both sides like this. And then I'll probably have, you can imagine that kind of goes in the light. Maybe this part catches the light a little bit more from what I'm seeing, kind of like this. I could even maybe add some bounce light already a little bit just to play on the side. So that's going to be like kind of the base light. What I could have done before that, and I might just kind of add it on top and see how that goes, is just all these different colors. I'm going to add a color of either overlay or just a color layer. And I'm going to take these oranges. What do I have right now? An overlay. I'm going to take these oranges. You know what? I think I'm going to go with color because these are already mixing too much. I'm going to go with like adding these oranges that are at a few places. I see also some blues and purples, all of these different colors. It's a good point. It's a good time to add them. And I'm going to push them a little bit more than I see them on the illustration, but it's a good point to add them right now, because then you'll be able to kind of mix them up within your rendering. Let's see. I might add a layer of multiply here to kind of pick that darker red. And just doing some tiny shifts, some pink here, I'm seeing maybe some pink there. I'm seeing some, beige, yellows. There's a lot of color on that thing, which is one of the reasons why I took it as my reference picture for today. Let's push this. I might kind of add just these. How's this looking? Yeah, that's kind of okay. So now we have the basic kind of like colors. I'm going to just push. I'm going to push the lighting a little bit more for these. I might take this till the saffron brush. And I'm going to first maybe just kind of, these have a little bit of orange in them, really. So I might have just kind of like, yeah, just a little bit of, I'm painting under my lines right now because I'll be adding most of the details, most of the details on the highlights and the lights. So let's see how that, but for now I'm not going to stress too much about it. These are kind of wobbly shapes that I can add. Even that, and even that. Some of this, some of that. I see them a little bit more saturated. I might try to add some more saturation. See how that looks. And again, I'm not trying to do exactly what I'm seeing on the other side, but just I'm kind of getting inspired of it. That's 12 minutes in, still have 18 minutes. I think there's going to be a lot of like details that will appear. I just want to make sure before I go into all the details that I have a good base. I think maybe one thing that's missing here is a good shadow. The values are not the same, but I'm not too worried about this. I'm not trying to get my value the same necessarily. Let's see how that goes. As a shadow, that's okay. Do I have enough volume? You see, I might even take things and make them even more dark on the side. Let's go with a multiply and add some color, add some more form, some more shape to it. That's pretty good. Maybe I can even test the water with just kind of adding these a little bit more desaturated, a little bit more pale, kind of like these cross contour line of some sort. It kind of likes that. I will go. I want to see if that helps with the overall volume a little bit. Just placing a few lines here and there. All right, and now comes the time to add details. I have a little bit more than 15 minutes. Let's see what we can do. I'm going to focus mostly on, well, the pale part and the bright highlights, trying to like make it look like it's very shiny. Let's push this a little bit, and I think I'm gonna treat it like texture mostly. So little dots. Little dots and stuff like that. And I'm seeing a bunch of you guys on Instagram. Thank you so much for being live with me. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you participated in the challenge this month. If you like the texture topic that we had for this month. I know I'm having a lot of fun personally doing all these texture. Let's push this. Let's push that. I'm not going to go towards the white necessarily now, but I'm probably going to add some white-ish lights later for the bright highlights. Maybe add shadows under these. Try to push these. Now the risk when I go into details is to kind of lost track of time. Louis, the Top Gun, asking for what is my brush on Instagram. My brush is just a hard edge brush, the basic one that you can find in the whoops, that should not be that. That should be that. That you can find in the Daily 5 brush set that I'm giving for free. So if you want to download that, there's a link in the bio on Instagram. I want to say hi to Sarah in the chat on YouTube and Maya as well. You said, be so intimidated to try to paint a shell like that. My mind can't even grasp where to start. Yeah, you know what? I'm halfway done and I'm realizing that it's a very complicated one. So I'm hoping I'll be able to pull it out completely. But yeah, let's get back to it. So just trying to kind of add just enough kind of like contrast to the places that are interesting. And I'm going to, like I was saying, I'm going to treat kind of like the texture of the shell to add to add some details. Sorry, can I do two things at the same time? Once I start like painting, I'm like, my brain shuts down. But yeah. But yeah. What I'm trying to do like at the top right here is to kind of find like a pattern that I can like, and I feel confident that I'll be able to replicate everywhere. So I'm spending a little bit more time here just because I know I have limited time. So I don't want to start adding details that I'm not sure will pay off. So I'm kind of like testing the water at the top here, seeing like, how can I make the best use of my time? Like I was saying, it's not exactly the same right now. And I'm not looking to be exactly the same. I'm just going to get inspired by it, adding a bunch of color and stuff. Kinner Bird says, love the lighting you have going. Those pinks and purples look immaculate. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to try to make them just slightly paler though. Maybe adding a little bit of an overlay here. Just to add that paler value that I see on the original picture, but again, I'm not really trying to get there perfectly. And I'm realizing I'm missing some forms, some shapes on the sides here, and there's some very cool reflection that, again, I don't want to get too much into like the details here, because if I start like getting too into like details, I might not have enough time to finish it all. And my goal is to finish that under 30 minutes or 30 minutes itself. So let's try to have fun with it, but not lose time at the same time. And so far I like where it goes. I'm pretty sure that I could be a little bit more careful with how I'm adding the details, but so far so good, I think. Looking at the original, I might just try to just kind of push a little bit. Callerny, nice painting. I'll be trying it out over the weekend. Awesome. If you want to join the tribe, or if you aren't joining the tribe already, be sure to post your work. There's a channel made expressively for the DD5. I'll be posting mine after the live. I'll definitely be adding some brighter highlights at some places. Again, I still have 10 minutes. Just don't want to get lost into details too quick. But adding a few touches of like brighter highlights. What I could do is maybe put in on a separate layer, put some, and then just kind of delete it with a saffron brush like this. Can be interesting. Gives actually I could even go with, no, I think the saffron brush is working pretty well. Adding these kind of like swoosh. All right. I got still the right brush. All right. Trying to add stuff. So yeah, while I'm painting this, you can ask me questions. Otherwise, I'll be talking about the character challenge that's coming next month. So I've been working really, really hard on this one. If you have participated into the 1 week portrait challenge, the class for the 1 week portrait challenge has been removed. It used to be free. Now you can buy it if you want to. There's a link in the bio. But I'm saying this because I wanted to create a new kind of free challenge for the entire community. So you'll have access for the entire week of the 1 week character challenge to 5 lessons about character. And you're going to see me post a few examples of my character within the next few days, few weeks, to give you an example of what I'll try to teach you how to paint. Character being one of the most popular subject online. So I think the entire community is going to have a ton of fun. I'm personally looking very forward to it. Yeah, it's been years that I actually wanted to do a character challenge, so I'm glad I'm taking the time this year. Let's try to add just kind of some more. No, I'm going to keep that. Some more details. So I'm trying to treat it like there's a top to bottom. So all that section here is supposed to be in the shadow, really. I still have 7 minutes, so I might just kind of try to add just more of like that shadow part a little bit. Having like huge contrast like this for your shadows, making like bold decisions will help with just adding some looking for the word here, some interest to your painting. I want to say hi to Dakun on YouTube. Thanks for joining. And hi to everybody that joined recently on Instagram. I see both chat, guys, if you have any questions, if you want to talk about your day. I know for me, the days are passing real fast these days. I'm a new father. I'm the father of a 6-month-old. That comes with all the joys and challenges that comes. If you are a guy's parent, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's not always easy to be productive these days, which is one of the reasons why I didn't show up this morning when I was supposed to do this exact live. But in the morning, I live in Thailand, so right now it might be the morning for the most of you guys, but for me it is 8 p.m. at night. All right, maybe let's add just a little bit more light here. Maybe a little bit more light here, bring that here. How much time do I have? 4 minutes and some whatever. Let's add another one. I'm just trying to treat this with as much love as I can, but I'm not going into details. Also, these, I like to treat these as being like, just more like a relaxing painting session where I keep my line, oops, what's happening here? I keep my line gesturals, and I don't really focus on realism. I just try to have some fun. Happy mistakes, like Ross draws. No, not Ross draws. Jesus, someone correct me. It's Ross something. Ross, I don't remember. Ross. Now it's going to stay on me. I know he's from Pittsburgh, or close to Pittsburgh. I know there was a Pittsburgh. When I went to Pittsburgh, there was a shop. And yeah, I'm living in Thailand, Killarney. Maya, you say, is the character challenge going to follow the same step as the 1 week portrait, or will it be new ways to painting? I'm bringing it to a new format this year. So it's going to be 5 lives where I'll come to give 5 lessons, and the lessons will kind of be like a deconstructed character, if you may. I'm going to teach you pieces that are very important to learn to, once you have learned these techniques, to put them onto a character. So we're going to go through pieces of anatomy, pieces of storytelling with clothing, pieces of rendering techniques, how to create props, how to add details in a way that is time efficient. So it's kind of like a deconstructed course that I'll be doing live. So I'm looking very forward to it. But you can expect the same kind of results that you had with the 1 week portrait challenge, as in finishing with a final illustration by the end of the week. You'll have access to all the lives during the week, and I'll be removing them, kind of forcing everybody to kind of pay attention during the week and kind of participate, because these kind of live event, beside, you know, the free content and whatever, what's the cool about these event is the fact that everybody is live, everybody's participating. So the idea is to kind of take the time to show up, do the work, have some fun, spend some time together, all that jazz. Did someone tell me the answer that I didn't see past? But it's who's Russ? Remember the Russ that was making like trees and forests? And as I'm trying to kind of add final touches to this, I'm probably going to, I was saving it for last. I might add like some kind of basic reflection on the sides, like this, and I'm gonna slap a adjustment layer on top of it. Levels? No, that's not levels. It's curves. For the curves, I'm adding, you guys are not seeing that, I think, everywhere, but I'm adding a curve, and then I'm adding like lots of dots, and I just play with each value separately. And I think that will be the last step for this painting. And technically, it should push the values a little bit. Let's see if that's better. You know what? I don't think it's better. I think it's worse. So no. I think I just want to give it a little bit more roundness. So I might just add past my time a little bit, but I'll try to just have a quick multiply. And again, just add just kind of a shadow part on the side, and I'm kind of delete the parts that are supposed to be in the light. And again, if you are live with me, by all means, please help me here. I'm trying to remember. What was the last name of Russ, the guy that was making trees? The happy accident guy? It was Russ. Jesus, what was it? I have Russ Draws, but I know that's not it. Russ Draws is someone else. And I don't see the answer going. I'm sure someone knows this. I should know this. Jesus. I don't remember at all. All right, you guys. That's going to be, I think, my seashell. And if you know, usually what I like to do is create a top layer. Maya, thank you so much. Bob Ross. That was Bob Ross. Bob Ross was what I was looking for. All right. let's put shell right here. And that's my daily 5 for the day. So if you just join, or if you watch half of it, you don't know what I'm doing right now, this is part of, you know what, it's explained on the screen if you're on YouTube. But if you're on Instagram, these are the daily 5 challenges. This day, or actually I think it was yesterday, the prompt was shell. And the idea is to do it between 5 and 30 minutes. Have some fun, kind of relax doing it. I really enjoyed this one. I think just the colors and relax. Probably would add some more details to it, but the idea is to kind of let go of perfectionism and just kind of sit down, do the work, build a art habit that will pay off little by little as you continue painting just a little bit on an everyday basis. I want to say thank you so much for everybody that was in the chat with me. In YouTube, I see Dakun, Kalemi, Maya. Thank you so much, guys, for being there with me. And for everybody that's in the chat on Instagram, this chat is going so fast. But I'm seeing a bunch of you guys. So thank you so much for being live with me. I'll be back live. I haven't planned one, but like I was saying to everybody, I'm working really hard in the background to finalize the character challenge that comes next month. If you want to be, I have a notification when we start and everything, and get the free cheat sheet that comes with it and all of that. You can register. There is a link in either the description or in the bio. Go check it out. Just put your email in there. I won't, send you a ton of email. This will be just for the challenge. So go do that. And for the rest, thank you so much, guys, for participating with me. Priya, you say, let me just see that on Instagram. You say, can you suggest some great drawings application other than Photoshop and Illustrator? If you are on a computer, there is Clip Studio Paint, which is I know it used to be like a paid version of it that you pay once and then you keep forever. Maybe I think now they have a subscription model like Adobe, but either or, it's much cheaper and it's very, very good. Lots of professional artists are using it. There is also GIMP. GIMP, I think, is free for a computer. And if you are on an iPad, Procreate is definitely one of the best. And if you are on an other kind of tablet, I have no idea. I never tried one. Looking for other questions, but I don't see any. All right, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much. And let's keep in touch in the tribe. Have a good day, guys.